move on from. Whereas like anytime we got second on that team, it felt horrible. You just feel like, because you feel like you were right there and you could taste it, and you're just like, damn, we were there and we still lost. Like, we could have won.
But isn't it better to almost have been there?
No, not at all. Because if you're third, you can just say, well, we were far enough to the point where we don't know what the finals would have been.
Right.
It's whatever.
I don't know what to say to that, guys. I just figured, you know.
That's how we know. I know me and Slacks are true competitors.
Yeah, boy.
Second, you know, you almost made it. Congratulations, you came second.
Best loser. That's what my dad used to say. Don't come home with a second place, best loser.
Your dad sounds like a delightful person.
I mean, he raised a winner. It worked.
Really did.
Thanks, Papa. Papa bless.
All right. So we are having a draft. It is time for game one, but we need to draft for that. And for that, we have the War Room. Hello. How are you doing?
Good. We grabbed some heroes because we figured they're going to get banned, and these are like Empire's big ones, the Enchantress and the AA. So one of them is already banned. Enchantress gone, of course. And then Io and Earth Spirit are banned from Empire versus OG. I think that's pretty expected. The Io is maybe a little bit different, but they have been running it recently. But Earth Spirit, of course, is Jarex. So the AA is left in the pool. Well, I'll leave that one out here because I'm pretty sure Empire's going to pick that one pretty fast. And Lich gets banned. So that's good. Well, it's not picked yet, but yeah. This is AA. It'll probably get picked by Empire because this is like their most favorite hero. Most favorite.
Was somebody telling me that Necro and stuff is untouched in China?
Yes, Necro has not really been played much in China.
Crazy.
They've been playing a lot of, oh my god, I was looking at it last night too. Death Prophet has like a 60-something% win rate in China, but...
What?
Yeah, that's like the most picked one.
It's just it's always a different meta, just in general.
The Empire actually takes the Night Stalker first, so we'll get that one out of here.
They were doing this yesterday, weren't they?
That was getting picked a lot. It's down here.
They did NS Bat, right?
Yeah, they did Night Stalker Bat at least in 2 of their games yesterday.
Yep.
I know that's a really popular combo in general, just because you own the Vision game, but you don't really deal... I think when I played FPL, I can't remember who was captaining for our team. It might have been Crit, but he was just saying it's good, but at the same time it's exploitable because you don't really deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
You can see the enemies, but you can't kill them.
Yeah, at some point you just don't deal enough damage.
Like in the early game, like if you get a couple stacks, sure, and like first night times it's really threatening, but then later on stages, let's say if you have some tanky core, you can't kill people with Night Stalker Bat Rider. You need like another hero. That's the difference, because Night Stalker's not this huge damage dealer.
Guys, this S4 Brewmaster,
Yeah,
I have seen
They're picking it every game.
They're really into it.
Do it every time. They're always getting that brew early on.
I mean, it's
mixed results as well.
I was gonna say it's not something that like they dominate with or something like that. It's just.
I mean, I feel like it's the versatility, right? They've run it off lane, they've run it mid. You can do so much with it, and then yeah, it just can be any role. So he's a really safe first pick, but they're the only people that do it. It's just odd.
Drunken Haze is an absurd ability for such a low mana cost. Just completely messes up the laning phase. Later on, it's super annoying too. And then, I mean, the split, it feels like, I don't know if they didn't change anything. I was looking at the changelog, but it feels like it happens so quick. Like you can blink, clap, split, and almost nobody can stop it now. Just because of how quick the animation is.
This is awkward because you can't take if you take Necro here, then they can still take AA. But do you really want to show that your Night Stalker AAing in first 2? You show your support duo. You know that neither of them have disables, so then you get BKB cores. So yeah, I don't think you can take Necro there. But I don't know if it's even good to take Night Stalker AA.
They grab Disruptor. They've got great team fight and catch already on OG.
Is that a bit of a deterrent against the Bat Rider? Disruptor is pretty good against Bat Rider, right?
It is, but at the same time, if you go Night Stalker Bat and you aggro, like the weak Disruptor has always been that he's a garbage laner. Like he doesn't really provide anything if you're getting dual or tri-lane aggro, which is always like what you want to do against a Disruptor. Think about it, like Thunderstrike is really good when you're playing against a solo offlaner. There's only one hero there. But if you're against 2, your other 2 abilities don't actually do anything.
Veno. Of course, the Veno.
Hooray!
Yay!
Bananas!
Good versus Blink heroes, and of course just a super strong hero in general, but can be quite annoying versus a Brewmaster. Just to stop the Blink initiations, but at the same time, Brew can get right on top of that Veno later on.
Sheeves, I do want to talk to you about this. Veno is like one of your favorite heroes?
Yeah.
How do you feel? You got that hipster feeling now, right? I mean, you've always been a big Veno person, and now he's like top tier.
Yeah,
you happy
but
or sad?
So it's like
conflicted.
I'm conflicted. I really am because it's like you have with Omni Knight. Now that he's doing well, he's probably gonna get nerfed.
Yeah, you know the end is.
And I already like I play him as a support more than anything, so it's not the greatest way to play Venomaster at the moment. But I just hope that they don't ruin him, you know, when the nerf comes. It's
I
gonna
hope
be
they
very
do.
sad.
I hope they do.
And it's in terms of competitive play, it's not the most exciting hero to watch. So that's why I'm also a little bit conflicted. I like playing the hero, but watching the hero, he's not very fun to watch compared to some others. Like you get a Night Stalker, he can jump on someone, and you know he makes it very exciting. And what does Veno do? He goes in, presses R, and then yeah, it's just
And
it's
then
not
tries
as
to
it's
slink away. Right?
yeah, it's not as exciting.
True.
So I'm conflicted. Of course, I'm happy to see him do well. Go, buddy.
Go,
Empire
buddy.
bans the Weaver, even though the Bat was banned out from OG.
Hmm.
And they already have Night Stalkers, so they have good vision, but I guess they don't really have any great lockdown already coming out. So
Team Empire's turn to ban.
Bloodseeker banned out.
Yeah, Empire played that yesterday.
Could that be an anti-mage pick then, huh?
Anti-mage.
Yeah,
I don't
you know.
even think AM is that bothered by Bloodseeker.
Whoa, hey, everyone taught me that was the counter, dude.
For
10
yeah, like
seconds
maybe
remaining.
Shut up, Blitz.
but it's like I think
5
the last 3
seconds
professional games where I've seen that, the AM doesn't really care because you can't keep up with his farming speed. And then at some point you can get Ags and Lincolns and he doesn't mind. And AM just like abyssals you and blows you up in like 2 seconds.
the cool thing that what Newbie did was they were running like the Earth Spirit and the Bloodseeker, so then
Yeah.
you have like that contingency plan. You have the
OG's
guaranteed
turn
disables
to
and
pick.
to at least work well with it. But
It's a Lycan.
It's just Lycan is a really good opener against Night Stalker.
Yep.
It was considered for a while the hard counter. It's like you would open Night Stalker, then the enemy would first to Lycan because of the howl.
10
That's right. Every time that it's
remaining.
nighttime, it's better for you, right?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
it's not just that. It's the
5
wolves are really good
seconds
against NS too, because you don't really get beat by the vision game.
No,
It's like a 2-factor thing.
that's pretty interesting. Wow, what?
nothing.
All
Night
right.
Stalker needs a counter, dude. I think Keeper of the Lights Ag should just make it constantly daytime.
That's a
I
little
don't
bit
think
too
so. No,
strong.
no.
You know, I mean, just spitballing here, guys.
I mean, no one plays it. The only person who plays Coddle now is GH, but we haven't even seen them in a
Oh
while.
yeah,
So.
only the TI
Only
winner.
the winner.
Only the winner plays the Hoodles.
But all the heroes he plays, you could say, are amazing.
Why don't other people play them?
It's a bit different. It's like a core that Coddle is a hero that doesn't really create space in the same way that other cores does, or other supports do,
Empire's
because it always
turn
shoves the
to
lave in,
pick.
which means that your cores are going to have
Hello.
slave.
Whoa, what?
Jen.
This is the classic no-tail.
Aye.
There we
All
go.
right.
Well, I don't know if No-Tail won't necessarily be playing it. this
I mean,
game.
I don't remember. Somebody
Wow,
plays this
I mean,
hero.
I
I
switch stuff
Notil
around.
used to do the micro for Fly.
Oh yeah, maybe someone else plays it and just shares unit
Exactly.
controls.
Like in
I know.
Fnatic 4 years ago, right?
Yes.
don't know
Well,
if
that
that's
was
gonna
with
be a
the
thing.
Visage. With the
That was
Visage.
Visage.
Yeah.
He used to use the birds for
Yeah.
fly.
No, I'm
But that's
sure-
been a very long time
But
ago.
now it's been Jarax playing that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Jarax is the Chen player
Jarax
now.
can play anything, so yeah, Jarax Chen. It's going to be solid. And,
So
it's
why?
just-
But why Chen?
well,
They-
it's quite nice, isn't it, to counter the ganks of the Night Stalker early on? or-
Make sure Brewmaster has an incredibly good lane.
Yeah.
You can just send a couple creeps up there. What
Yeah.
the hell can Night Stalker and Veno do to it? Not really much.
It does mean though that your safe lane, you need a really strong safe lane hero.
Yeah.
Because I think that your safe lane can get really exploited here, which is what Empire should look to. They should pick a hero that can straight up lane.
I think what OG really wants to do here is they're looking already. They see
love the AA.
so the AA does come out later
Yeah.
on. I figured it would come eventually, but they see the Night Stalker, which is like this ganking kind of hero, and OG is just like, all right, we can kind of group up around our Panda. We get auras, and then we get our Chen creeps going, and we can just kind of just take all the towers because Night Stalker doesn't do too much. It's pretty much just the Veno and the Veno wards that are going to be the obnoxious factor. Yes.
You do need setup
5
for
seconds remaining.
the AA though. The downside of AA as well is that you can just get overrun.
Especially with the Chen on the other team. I mean, these guys are going to be just pushing in, right?
Yeah, AA works. AA and Disruptor, they're similar in the sense that like they suck when the game is behind.
Mhm.
Because if you're an AA constantly using Frost Blast, like your ultimate, you're running backwards. You're not really going to hit people with the direct spell. Like normally, what you want to do is like you get some hero like Legion or Axe, they blink in,
Oh,
they go for it.
Speaking of Visage,
so, a core Visage.
so
Okay.
is this a Drow Ranger last and they can just push at 15 minutes or what?
Nah, you don't need to do that anymore.
Visage is just so strong.
So this will be the mid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks.
that'll
I mean, it
be
looks like
More than likely the mid, yeah.
I'm trying to think, I think OG, they've actually played it safe lane, haven't they?
I think they played it safe lane too, you're right,
I think they did play it safe lane in one of their games.
I've seen Visage ran in, I think, every role now. Because I think Ice played it off lane too recently. Because I saw him like sniping couriers with the birds and stuff, like sitting it right outside the fountain.
Damn, dude, if I was in a pub and I saw OG's lineup, I'd be so scared.
Yeah.
Just like, these kids know what they're doing. Chen, Visage, Brew, oh shit.
But even if
We're in
like,
trouble.
it's going to be such a very difficult lineup to play against. It's just so annoying.
I mean, there's so many things happening.
You got not a lot of lockdown coming out
damn.
from Empire. You got a Doom.
We've seen this been gaining popularity.
One of the ways, jumping on the chain creeps is always nice.
Doom will be that core, right?
Yeah.
I would
Yes,
think,
you imagine it's going to be up on the top lane.
Night Stalker will still leave next to Doom, but he's probably going to be running between safe and top, of course.
We did say that because you need a hero that can. You don't want a hero. You don't want an offlaner that jungles here. You want an offlaner that can pressure the safe lane because you know it's disruptor.
Yeah.
And by picking the Venomancer as well, it makes it awkward for OG to take a carry that's a melee. And so heroes like Ursa, you can grab it, but it's a little bit more awkward.
Team Empire's
That's like that
turn to
classic
ban.
Doom in the Chen, dude. Eat his crepes. Just eat them.
That's one of the ways, yeah. People were trying to find anything to deal with the Chen or the Enchantress. You get something that you just either kill it with an arrow or you just eat the creep, exactly. Because then any other supports just you can't deal with the creep.
I can't see the last ban. What's that?
That was
the
a Viper.
which Empire played at least in 2 of their games yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah,
They were taking in the mid lane.
They should have left it. I mean, I think they lost every Viper game. They should have just go ahead and pick a guy.
But they won all the early games, and I think
Yeah.
that's what OG doesn't want.
All right, they do have a very early game oriented draft. Good point.
I'm not sure you can look at it like that either. Like they pick Viper, so they lost. Like, it did a lot for them.
Team
He's just being
Empire's
slacks.
turn
He
to
did a
pick.
lot for their loss, I guess.
So Empire still bans out the AM though.
Yeah.
Can still be because AM versus Veno, we've talked about that numerous times. It's just playing the Veno is impossible versus anti-mage.
Yeah.
You're just bound to lose unless you snowball completely out of control, take the base, which just doesn't happen
10
usually.
seconds remaining.
I'm still looking for that mid hero from Empire.
5 seconds remaining.
I think what else we saw yesterday from them other than the Viper.
What beats
Some of the
Visage?
You could grab Sniper. It's alright.
Sniper is one of the ones, yeah.
I don't have the most experience playing against that hero in general, but I'd imagine that the puck is doable as well.
Turn to pick Queen.
It's going to be Queen of Pain.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
I-
is one of FN's favorite heroes.
I think any
Oh,
mobile
okay.
core
Is
here
it down here?
was really good here.
Oh, you're right.
All right, what are we looking for OG then?
I'd like to see something a little less complicated.
10 seconds.
They got a lot of heroes that are Give me something stupid.
Oh, the
there we
That's
go.
it.
It's the CK.
That's
There's something stupid.
I think that's all he's been playing lately, right? I think that's like one of the only heroes I've been seeing from him, or one of the most that he's played. Just gets super farmed and they don't have enough to deal with the illusions, and he just goes completely out of control.
All right, gents. Over to the casting booth with you two. For us, well, we get the chance to reflect. We earlier thought, well, you thought it was going to be a 1-1 for this first series. Well, you thought it was going to be OG taking both. Do you still stand by that? Is OG going to take this game?
I think both safe lanes are going to get completely trashed.
The safe lane of... okay.
I don't think Veno AA, they're going to have to... This is going to be a game of who gives up on their safe lane first and who decides to safe lane. I think the team that can secure their safe lane will win.
10 seconds remaining.
You got to pick one.
I'll go with OG.
What do you think, Jake?
5
OG
seconds
has a lot of
remaining.
different stuff that they have to do in this game. I feel like they have to win it early, and if they don't, they're completely screwed. And Empire has a pretty nice early game draft. A lot of AoE, so I'm going to go with Empire.
All right, I'm thinking OG. Let's find out what's going to happen in the first game of Empire versus OG. Over to ODPixel and Fog.
Hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with Fogden. We're ready for game 1 of day 2 at DreamLeague Season 8. OG versus Empire. We've seen the lineups. What are we thinking, Fog? Do you...
Well, we got a lot of stuff wrong here. So
Okay.
it's going to be No-Tail playing the Visage, Resolution playing the CK, and it's going to be Chappie playing the Doom and Ghostic playing the Veno. So
Oh,
safe
that's
lane
good,
Doom,
yeah.
off lane Veno. They're completely switching it up to not have to deal with, to not make their lanes as weak and try to deal with that Chen. It seems like they're adjusting just because of the way the picks are. So
So safe lane Doom. Well, what do we think about that? Because that's not something that we see every day.
No, they're both just trying to switch the way that they pressure. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like they don't want like the Veno, like Blitz was saying, the Veno and the AA, if they were bottom versus a Chen, they can't do anything. Like they're just gonna get ran over by the Chen creep, and the Panda's gonna get absurdly farmed. So now maybe with like the Doom, they're thinking, okay, we can at least eat the creep, and we'll always be able to get farm on Chappie. So we'll see how it works out for them. And these two teams, I mean, of course, Empire, they played with Rezo. Like they know how he plays a lot, so we'll see how Empire's able to adjust versus this. And if this dual aggro lane will kind of work out for them, this Veno Night Stalker, and I'm assuming we'll have some rotations coming out all over the place on this map as soon as we start recognizing the lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of moving around tended to happen here. As we were saying, of course, coming into this one, OG, a bit of a dry spot recently in qualifying, so the DreamLeague major, and I mean everything for these guys. They need to pull out performances, and every game counts. As we've seen, Empire already having a few losses coming off the back of day one. Also going to be fighting very hard for this series here. And against OG, you know, it's still this team that's got this incredible history. And as a side, if you can beat OG, you're going to be feeling pretty damn good. It's going to be a huge boost to the morale for Empire.
Yeah, they need it. I think they had such like unfortunate losses the other day. They were very close to winning pretty much all their games. So they might be feeling a little bit grim. But right away, asserting their dominance with the Veno Night Stalker, and they're able to claim themselves 3 runes. Like we said, you know, Disruptor, super weak early on in the lane if he's versus multiple heroes. CK also takes a little bit of time to become that prominent hero.
So what do we think about this mid lane matchup? They picking the Queen of Pain. It's questionable whether they knew that Visage was going to be mid, but potentially they did assume it. Is this the lane that the Quap should come out on top of before the sort of level 6 comes out, or could there be difficulties for FN?
The thing is that Visage doesn't really do a whole lot until you have 6. You can't really die too much unless there's rotations coming in, and you can't shove the wave out. So once FN starts getting a couple levels and like the Scream, he can always push the wave in, get rune control, and that's going to be the power of where the Night Stalker moves around and checks runes for him. So I think it's going to be fairly even, but I would probably give FN the advantage. I also think FN is just a better laner than No-Tail, because No-Tail doesn't play mid so much anymore. So.
Sure.
And Shadow Strike early, pretty annoying versus the Gravekeeper's Cloak. But yeah, you see the trades already kind of coming out. Once the Gravekeeper Cloak levels start coming out, it becomes much harder for the Queen of Pain. And if a Chen shows up, this makes it
This makes things horrible.
Makes it pretty grim.
A lot more difficult. But top lane, Fly actually being gone on him. Aposhka looking to finish him off the trees, and the creep's sort of blocking him out here.
He loses vision!
Fine.
He just had vision for the Void and lost it.
Oh, now Aposhka's kind of deep. He should be fine. Very tanky on this level 1 Night Stalker.
Very close.
So yeah, that's a bit of fortune there for Fly. Being able to fog Aposhka.
It's like split sec. He literally just had lost vision. But lots of regen have to be expended. Disruptor's going to be sitting pretty low. Ghostic went top with the full stat build on the Venomancer, 4 branches and a circlet with 8 tangos, so he should be pretty healthy on regen, and he's quite tanky up there.
No,
Bottom, they're putting out some pressure, and yeah, you see the tornado on 4
mid lane's
FN.
going to get annoying for FN, yeah. And I mean, look at the damage. FN, yeah, he has to get himself out of there. Tornado causing some issues indeed for the Quap, and that's going to allow No-Tail to start to get a bit of a lead in the mid lane CS. Still very close though, 10 for 1 against the 8 for 2. And bottom lane as well, Chappie on the Doom. The support backup has certainly helped, but he's not losing out on CS. Maybe as much as I thought he may do, because laning against a Brew, especially against him as a melee hero, is never good fun. But Chappie seems to be coping fine with it.
Yeah, Chappie's doing okay, but the issue is that, you know, S4 is getting full.
Sure, yeah, S4
is getting full in this off lane. He's free farming, getting full experience as well.
Up top, this time round, they'll get it. Fly
They do.
gets caught out. Resolution. So you think he can maybe do something in return? He's just taunting with it by the looks of it. Doesn't want to go full in on his own. It's just the level 2 there.
Look at mid. Look at where Vanscore's positioned. He's waiting
with
for this barrier.
no one expects the AA level 1 courier snipe.
It's dead. Bye-bye.
You can't do anything against that sort of play. You don't expect it. It happens, and Vanscore walks out with a big smile on his face.
FN is probably like, I love you so much right now. My mid lane's pretty brutal.
Fly's going to see if he can maybe catch Vanscore on the way out. Got level 2 on Fly. Level 1 on Vanscore, they'll trap him in.
S4's coming in the rotation too to try to get the catch. He should be able to with his boots, and yeah, bye-bye Vanscore.
So you get the courier, but the offlane OG S4 does manage to get himself a kill. So it's sort of an okay trade, I feel. You know, S4's going to be loving it, as you say. No-Tail isn't going to be as happy. Top lane though, Resolution getting dove upon. He's dead. He's ticking down. 20 HP.
Oh, it actually is only level 1 Gale.
Alright, he's out.
He went for the 1-1-1 build on the Veno. I thought he had the 2 points in the Gale.
Rezo did have the salve out as well, so he's going to be able to stick around in that lane. But as we're saying, this top lane a little bit scary for Rezo. CS-wise, he's sort of the lowest at the moment in the course, but and Chappie, 21 for 5 on this team, so we really are going to see quite a difference in the progress of Chappie into that of Rezo. There's already about a level of difference, and of course, as we're saying, fair CS lead, it's going to continue even more now that Chappie's got the phase boots, where I mean, at this point with the phase, he can sort of start to beat back a little bit onto S4, can't he? He's unlikely to get the kill on his own, but he can certainly trade a few punches.
As long as he hits them.
Yeah, sure.
That 70% miss chance.
Got to make sure that he stays sober. Yeah.
Pretty concerned.
Oh, Poshka. He's got to be a little careful there. No-Tail does have a double damage. So back, FN.
Didn't get to point out the wards in the beginning either, but OG did block the pull because, you know, they're playing versus an AA, so they were making sure. Oh, the shockwave actually off the mark.
I think that would have got the kill. Oh, it would have been very close.
Would have been close.
Yeah. But none of that, I mean, we're still in there, yeah. Going in with the phase and the Scorched Earth, 3 points in it at the moment. It does force S4 back to base. So, yeah, well, all things said and done, I do feel Chappie is playing that bottom lane very well. 27-5 against the 12 for 6 of the Brew. It's going very nicely for the safe lane doing this game. The pick that, a little bit different, as we say, taking this Doom to the safe lane, but they, obviously Chappie understood the matchup, knew that he could play it as such, and
Jarek's mid.
all right.
He's got the netter and the stunner, so FN should be dead here.
A whole lot of pain for FN. No way to play his way out of that one, indeed. And that's the sort of rotations we need to be seeing from OG. Having this Chen, and as we saw there, you know, those two creeps, pretty much the best creeps you could have at that stage to make that sort of a gank, and you throw a disruptor in, you're going to be getting the kill every single time. Getting some deeper wards down, found the score. Miposhka's help. And maybe thinking about going for S4 here on the bottom lane. He's moved out to the side camp. Chappie not quite level 6 with the Doom available. But,
it is nighttime.
And S4 hasn't got sticks himself. So it looks to be in a lot of trouble here if they can find the body blocks. And Miposhka can make sure that it procs and S4 is gone. Empire. A very successful rotation down towards the bottom. And we're certainly getting the moves that we hope to see. And 6 minutes in, 1k gold lead for Empire, but it's still very close. OG now looking to shift it back in their favor if they can find something with this. Both Fly and Jerax coming around. They know that Ghosty is going to be utilizing this area of the jungle, but can they actually get the good jump on him? They have the familiars as well. A lot of things go in the way of Ghosty kill turn. Does get the Gale off, but already they've got the vision for the glimpse back. Surround him with the Zoo that Jerax has brought over to Radiant's half of the map. That's a 3rd kill here for OG. Jerax and Fly making the movements, making the plays, and of course, nice heads up from No-Tail, making sure that the familiars are there with the support rotations. He's not going to try anything on his own in a 1v1 against the quad mid when they've both got 6. Might as well get involved elsewhere on the map.
I love that kind of play though, because you know, Disruptor Chen, you would say they're good at ganking when they have these creeps. They have a lot of lockdown, but they lack the damage. But with those familiars in, they definitely have, and he's just going to keep doing that. He's going to keep those birds top so they can keep the focus and be able to try to emphasize
really
on his tower.
Now the question is that No-Tail doing it, or do you think he gives it to one of the supports to carry around with him?
I think he would probably share with Jerax or Fly here, because it's just so you can concentrate on your
Absolutely.
matchup.
You want to get the CS, and yeah, you want to make sure that you don't get caught out by FN.
Yeah. So this
getting
is
a chance for Sonic Wave.
This is cool too. Like it's the catapult wave timing, so they're bringing it up and they're really trying to pressure the tower. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to claim it completely because Veno's still super annoying to defend those towers. He's level 5 already, but some nice pressure coming out from them. And fairly even game, but you know, about a 2,000 gold lead already coming out for Empire. Be it from the courier and from just how much Doom gets extra from the Devourer.
Sure, yeah. That's always going to make a bit of a difference. What do you expect to see from the safe lane in this game? So he started to stockpile the gold up. He picks up an Orb of Venom. Actually, no, okay, what's the plan here? Is he going to go for the... Okay, he's going to go for the drums by the looks of it. So the phase, the drums, he's going to hit that sort of, you know, that really nice early game peak where he can just run at heroes.
Yep,
and,
stats, aura.
Yeah. And very hard to gank as well. We're yet to really see the two supports. You know, Jerax and Fly, they've looked towards mid, they've looked towards top lane. They haven't gone down bottom. It was always going to be a hard kill at that point, but now as the game goes on, it's going to be a lot harder to really send down a couple and do something about this Doom. Until you're sort of grouping up and fighting with resolution. Up top, Miposhka in the jungle, finds out Fly. He'll glimpse, but not really the glimpse. There was the Dream glimpse, that it does only get him closer. The field will, though, hold Miposhka back. Still try and chase this one, but with it being daytime, doesn't quite have the speed.
That's forward the TP top, Ghostic getting comboed up the split. Super fast, gets the stun off.
Time. They may get more out of this as well. OG sending everyone over towards Miposhka. They'll get him into the stun. Mass stuns coming out from OG. In fact, no potential from Miposhka to get out there, and need a good rotation. FN is playing with the invis. Does have the Sonic Wave. Yeah, isn't going to do anything with it though. They're already back up to full No-Tail and Jerax. he does not have the burst or the mana to go for that sort of play.
He got a big troll, at least, for me. He killed Jerix's netter.
That's something.
That's something.
Net worth, though. I mean, Brezzo, he's having a fine old time now. Did have a bit of a beatdown earlier. He's still a long way behind Chappie, but you've got to credit the Devour and the fact that they get the kill. And they did also, of course, get that very early tier 1 on that bottom lane.
Exactly.
Makes all the difference.
He's going Midas, you know, he's trying to make up for that gap. You're playing versus Doom, you want to be able to get that farm up. And this is a contingency plan, like we were kind of mentioning. OG only has, like, you know, they have the Visage, but it's really on the CK for that late game to become that huge hero. So he needs that big farm.
So they get it. Level 8 Chappie, smoked up, rotating up. The Resolution will be such a beautiful pick. Look how low he is, straight in with the Doom. No messing around. Empire, they'll get the CK. S4 will be able to walk himself out of there, but Empire do not mind. They got the kill that they were after, taking down that Chaos Knight. He did manage to purchase his Midas, but it's 20 seconds where he's not going to be able to pop it, so a little efficiency loss. But 9.5 minutes in, not necessarily the quickest of Midases, but Rezo does have it. And as you say, you know, if the game continues at this sort of pace, it should allow him to keep on a similar level to Chappie.
Yeah.
And Midas is always nice, especially on any sort of these illusion heroes nowadays with the attack speed being benefited. You know, having those CK, that Phantasm, that extra chance to find that crit and just really beat down with that extra bit of pace to the punch.
We've got the support. Support's trying to get their 6's bottom, but Fly already pings it out. He's like, I'm trying to get my 6. This AA is trying to get his 6. He's alone. Let's make the rotation down. We see Rezo already making that maneuver down there to try to get the catch, but
Vanscore seems to work.
knows.
Yeah, they're actually going to scan out the movement as well. They do clip just one, but that little red flash is enough to get Vanscore out of there.
Yeah, he's like, there's no response top. He actually sees them running bottom through the ward that they have that Vanscore placed, that he had placed earlier, so he knows, yep, they're on their way down here. No Tail also queues up the Midas on the Visage, so he's got the medallion, and, you know, of course, he's going to take the experience now.
Poor old Vanscore. He was aware that something was going on, but he didn't keep himself true to backing up all the way. Headed over towards the shrine. OG were there ready and waiting, and now OG off the back of that kill can move straight towards mid. They, of course, have got an insane amount of push here with Jax. No Tail's familiars.
They've got very durable heroes, like the Gravekeeper, No Tail. They've got a Shen heal in a second, too, and then the Panda in the back line.
I mean, this is something. Once OG sort of hit this time where they want to group up and go, it's going to be quite hard for Empire to stop this sort of mass push.
It's just
that
Veno.
OG can pull out the stage, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the Veno wards pretty much at this point that can slow them down, because AA is not
very
6.
hard.
They don't have a great, like, straight-up initiator. And now they're making their way bottom.
Rezo, he goes straight in. He's like, someone
He branched him. He blocked him with the branch, Vanscore.
What?
Is under attack.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's a cute play, but Vanscore's being hunted. They'll finally spot him out. Fly actually TP'd out before offering any spells. Looked like they're trying to go for a fight as well at the same time on the top lane, where they've in fact caught out the Venomancer. Ghosted gets taken down.
Vanscore using that Ice Vortex for the increased movement speed.
He may just get away.
Look at him, he's booking it.
Look at this speed on him. Where we have to... Oh. I'm a little confused. Is this a replay of what's actually happening
It's
now?
happening at the same time, yeah, from top.
Wow, that's...
Oh, Chappie actually dies top as well, so Ghostic and Chappie both go down.
Chap? What was he doing up there?
They were trying to get return kills while Ghostic was dying,
Okay, yeah, a
but
little...
No Tail, you know, this is the thing is, you think you're gonna kill this Visage, but Gravekeeper's Cloak is so absurd how tanky it makes it.
Especially with the 4 points in it. Well, being involved in that kill as well has put him very close to having the Midas recipe. If OG can take some more towers, that'll certainly make No Tail a little bit happier.
Yeah, and
One's going to go down bottom.
once you get your Midas, like he's level 10 already, so he takes the XP talent, so he's gonna be able to just surge up in levels very quickly in this game for that power. Bottom goes to Rezo. Oh, you get
Careful.
doomed up, but
Yeah,
okay,
Chappie.
they should have to chase down for
They have got
Oh, the
Ice
send
Blast.
home! Send home from Jerax.
Oh, he's going to get him out before the Ice Blast comes through, isn't it?
It's not gonna hit him.
No.
He's safe.
Oh my goodness. Jerax, what a beautiful man. Nice little save.
If the blast hit him, he was dead for sure, but it was
He could have had to sort of throw it short and just hope to clip him on the edge, yeah.
had to try, but it's, I mean, CK is one of those fast heroes, and just perfect positioning from Jerax. They don't think they expected him to be there.
Yeah, Jerax having a very strong opening as well. So 4 assists, yet to die. He is level 6, so he's not been necessarily missing out too much on the XP.
Well, they're making their way into the Rush Pit. They've got the Medallion, they've got CK that's one of the levels of crit.
And it's a pretty safe roast to do, of course, with all these extra creeps. A lot of things to tank it. They're not going to be falling low themselves. Phantasms at the ready if fight kicks off. And in fact, it may jest. Miposhka comes a little too close. The stun connects. They'll bring him back in. He can't get himself out with the kinetic field, holding him down. OG get themselves the Night Stalker kill, get straight back into the pit. And with one member down, can Empire do anything about this? They do have the elements. They put the poison over the Ice Blast if they want to try. It's still, you know, maybe a safe Roche, but it's a slow Roche as well, Frogy. They don't necessarily take it down super quick at this stage. And in fact, probably not before Imposter's going to be back up, so Empire may have the full five-man. Yeah, they're a little spooked on this. They're not taking it quite as quick as they would have hoped for.
It's too, in order to kill it, they have to have like 3 people pretty much hitting it, and that's where it puts them into a very scary position, because they can just get comboed by the Quap ult with the Veil, AA Blast, etc. Ideally, they wanted to kill it faster. They probably thought they would too, you know, the 7 armor reduction from the Reality Rift and the 7 armor reduction from the Medallion, but yeah, it was just a lot slower than they would have hoped for.
And I like this as well, you know, Chappie very close to having a full Solar Crest done as well. And, you know, once this Doom's sort of in the fight, he's going to be very hard to take down at this stage, because they don't really have the hugest of magical nukes. A lot of it relies on sort of the CK, the Brew, getting their hands on them to slap and beat them down, especially if they don't have the Primal Split available. So Chappie should be able to sort of waltz around, chase them down with the Scorch stuff, and do a lot in these team fights.
So Chappie did just play it recently. We just saw coming up the WCA qualifiers. He went the Solar Crest, BKB Radiance build is what Nox was letting us know there.
I mean, that sounds glorious in a game like this. If he can get there, that's the thing. And we can see OG 9-3 at the moment. Only a 1k gold lead.
He should be able to, just because you see the mass Midas is coming up for the top level fight going on.
Yeah, man, I can just hold down FN a little bit with the Static Storm, but it doesn't look like it matters. They've already lost the Disruptor. FN still ready to fight, manages to nuke down a second. Rezo does get the stun, but FN gets the blink off. He's out. Doom's dropped down. Yes, S4 cannot offer anything to this fight. The Sonic Wave finishes him off. FN gets the double kill. Empire as a whole have already taken down 4. Now they're hunting down No-Tail. He's got 1 Familiar left to try and help him. Does get the 4-man stun, but it doesn't matter. They'll get the kill. Triple kill for FN. Empire team wipe OG, and they lose nobody themselves. They're all out. They'll even farm up one of the Familiars. Win, 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 all the way to the bank there for Empire. What a great fight. And it just was all started off a little bit messy, as we saw sort of a panic. Static Storm thrown straight down onto FN. They didn't have the control or the damage, and as you say, the Doom from Chappie, perfect. S4 starts to waltz in. Doom does straight away. Nothing that he can offer, and OG just absolutely steamrolled in that fight.
That's how Empire wants to take fights. You know, you run at the Disruptor. That's what we've talked about, is that Disruptor is not very good at when you get ran at. But mid lane,
they should be able to kill him, as we see. It takes quite a few resources. They do get something after they're back in. After that, they've got the Vision on Poshka. Thunder Strike's there, but the Glimpse not quite back off cooldown, but still obviously overall.
Chappie
great
spent
news.
his gold at least.
Yeah, for Empire.
Chappie's got now Solar Crest finished, which will make him a lot tankier, at least for that. But yeah, now S4 does have the Blink Dagger finished up for those further engagements. But that's how, you know, OG needs the Panda to start the fights.
Yeah.
If they get ran at during the nighttime, that's when they're going to suffer. But right now, they've got some downtime. You know, it's 4 minutes until night comes out for Empire. So now maybe OG will see them making that aggressive move.
I'm going to guess ideally, what if you're S4 in these team fights? Are you looking to blink and actually disable the Doom himself, get him chucked up in the air so he can't drop the Doom on one of your cores?
Just anything. He needs to just start the fight, yeah. Just get in there.
Vanscore is going to get the Ice Blast down to Fly. Fly's going to get right-clicked out. In fact, Vanscore gets the kill. They have to pop the Primal Split to kill Vanscore. They do get a second. OG, they want to find more than just 2. They pick off the Venom. They will be able to bring back Chappie, now fighting. With Rezo and his Phantasm, they're doing the big damage. They've taken down 3. They only lose 1. This time it's OG that do indeed get that jump. They come over aggressively onto Empire's half of the map. And when they're able to keep the fights off themselves, it certainly looks a whole lot better.
I love when people get rifted onto high ground terrain like that. Poor Chappie. So yeah, like we said, you know, Jerax, Midas, Visage, Midas, Panda, Midas. Midas is all around.
I mean, talking about it, I was going to say for Panda.
Oh, I didn't say Panda, sorry.
But S4, I mean, I would have liked to see S4 get a Midas as well. They certainly have an argument to get one on all 4 of those heroes. But yeah, 3 of them so far have it. And yeah, so Midas into the Ags. Get those ancient sounds, such.
Yep.
Still the strat here.
Auras and group up.
Yeah.
Name of the game for OG.
But Empire certainly holding on very well against this lineup that sort of wants to do this, as we've seen with these early attempts down the mid lane and getting the fights going. FN, top of the net worth, as you said, was the one to look out for. He's on one of his heroes that he absolutely loves to play. He's had a solid performance this game, 3-1 and 2.
One of his best, in my opinion, his Queen of Pain. He tends to have very solid games on it. When it's not really the most prominent hero in the game still, some teams really like it, some teams just don't touch it at all. But both teams are recognizing this is going to go late. Like, you see that, you know, Doom takes the Devour talent, you know, like we said, the Midas is on OG. They understand what the pace of the game is going to be.
It looks to be that exact build as you said on Chappie's Doom. Queues up the Radiance for his next item. Still quite a while away from it. FN, Fail, Yules, and into the Lincolns. Once he's got the Lincolns and the Yules, he himself, it's going to be very hard for OG to catch this. Sort of going to have to hope for a straight up static storm, but even then there'll be the Yules to buy him some time to avoid the damage.
So Empire can, you know, when it's not nighttime, and it was for the moment there, but they have good heroes that can like shove out the lanes, like always push out the lane so they can always be sure to take fights and kind of read where OG's movement is. So the Quap can always spam out, Veno's just going to sit in the lane and constantly throw the wards down. While you look at OG's lineup, they don't really have heroes that can push waves out very nicely. It's actually pretty horrific on their side. They have to use like Familiars, the Panda Clap. They're just not really the same kind of concept in comparison.
Rezo as well, going for the Mass Illusion build. Is farming towards that Manta style as his next option. Things are a little harder to catch him out, and still, those Manta Illusions can still pack out quite a punch.
Yeah.
And cause a lot of confusion as well. You know, in these fights, because it's like, is that a Manta Illusion? Is it Phantasm? Suddenly they're all attacking.
Remove the silence from the Night Stalker can be really useful as well. But yeah, it's more so, I would say the distraction is the big one, because there's so many targets. Like, what do I do?
Things settling down a little bit now as we get to 20 minutes in. Roshan, of course, still there. No team yet getting confidence to go back in, but Empire
waiting for night. Yeah, it's about 5 seconds till nighttime, and that's when they hope to try to take some decent fights as long as they get good initiation. But they do know exactly where OG was. They did just see 1 or 2 heroes in that area. Veno is not there right now, though.
Oh, who's going to get the jump on who? OG relatively grouped up, all ultimates up, ready to pop. Empire obviously have a glorious wombo combo. If they land, you know, the Nova, the Ice Blast, the Sonic Wave, that will get the kill. Resolution still getting playing around with her on the edge of it, but he pops the Phantasm, turns back around towards, but Pottery looks to get over the trees, but he is caught out by the Primal Split stun, critted down by the CK. That's one god on Empire. Can OG find anything else? They get the vision just in time to grab back Chappie. He's very tanky though on this team, has the Scorched Earth, still has FN in the neighborhood to try and offer something, but as we saw there with the Gravekeeper's cloak, No-Tail taking very little damage.
Ghostic takes top power during that.
And Chappie, he is gone. Rezo grabs him back, finally gets popped. It's a big target, but as you say, well, Empire looking to get things done elsewhere.
They tried to retreat, you know, as hard as they could. They saw the Panda blink in and start to split, and everybody just was like, get out, as soon as Panda splits happens, but that's the power of the Disruptor, you know? Even if you're trying to retreat, 1 or 2 people are gonna get caught. They end up losing the Doom, which really sucks, but at least they get a top trade tower out of it, which isn't the worst situation.
As well, the Familiars just being used to keep eyes on what Empire have sitting on that top lane. Both FN and still Ghostic remaining in the neighborhood up top. Just have to be careful. Those Familiars constantly poking them back. Nice Buster hit on Rezo, but no one else around to follow up with any burst. But it will force at least Rezo and Jarek to back up a little bit. And still just very, very close in the net worth. As we can see, amongst it all, FN keeping the farm very solid.
Yeah. Empire is got a good amount of map control with the towers that they've taken. Now they have a lot of liberty to keep that top lane always forced in. And OG's always going to have to be responding toward top. No split up right now. It looks like Miposhka's trying to make the go on Panda or on Brewmaster, but Four gets the blink off and he's back toward his team. So nighttime still for another 2 minutes or so. So Empire still looking to lead the way.
Let's see if they can do anything here. Yeah, Empire grouping up 5 down the mid lane. OG close by. Scan from Empire to check the high ground. No one's there. They head up. Interesting, actually. Potentially Chappie. That bottom mid lane, trying to go in onto Ghostic. He just managed to get himself shoved down to the low ground, but still, they should have the control to deal with that Veno. They have the familiar stuns. They still alive for the time being. In fact, he may get out of here. Pops out the Nova. They've actually lost Jerax on the Chen over on the side of OG. FN caught the static storm, but he still manages to get the blink off just in time. He'll keep himself alive. Finally, Miposhka falls as they lose 2 on both sides. Right, that's right, 2 only on the one side of over 2 for 1. Now they make it a 3 for 1. OG getting Chappie as well off the back of that. So this time OG getting the lead, taking the 3 heroes. They couldn't quite find the combo there. We saw the Poison Over sort of being thrown at a bit of an inopportune moment as potentially Ghostic was worried about him taking him out. But he actually ends up being one of the ones that ends up getting out alive.
If S4 gets split off, it seems like Empire just can't fight. That's just the nature of it at the moment. They got Jerax, sure, like the amount of damage from the Veil and the Ice Vortex on the ground, it actually makes so much magic damage coming out from them, but yeah, if Split goes off, the fight just becomes so difficult. There's too much to deal with. Chen Creeps, Phantasm, Panda Brewlings, Visage Familiars, there's so many different things inside the fight that they can't really focus fire.
All top. Got the silence onto Jerax. Ice Blast.
Gonna connect.
Gonna be on the spot with a Veil, and that's more than enough burst to bring him down. What do you think about this option, choice from Chappie? Maybe seeing all the Midas on the other side, actually, rather than going straight for a Relic Radiance, picks up on Midas himself this game.
I like it. I think it's a very late Midas.
It's a lot later
20
than the
minutes.
others, yeah.
But I think they're recognizing they saw all the Midases on OG, and they're probably like,
Yeah.
OG has it's pretty much the CK late game. It's sure Visage becomes kind of powerful too, but I think their lineup on Empire is going to scale way harder if they just take it to super late.
Go Aegis into the hands of Empire. OG were smoked up, but they didn't find the opportunity to get involved in that attempt to try and put a stop to that.
It's still always scary, you know. It's like they can take it super late. CK is one of those heroes that can just demolish the whole game kind of by himself with the Phantasm late, but the Doom is the factor, you know. If he just gets Doomed, there is no CK anymore. There's no Phantasm, no nothing like that. So I think that's what Empire's kind of hoping to have is FN. They know he's going to be absolutely massive this game. He's going to have Lincolns any moment now, so he's going to be incredibly hard to kill. But the Doom just has to get the Doom off on either the CK or the Panda.
Well, maybe that's the problem. You know, you look at that, you say you need to Doom the Panda or the CK. Like, who out of those two, I feel like if you don't Doom S4 and you said, you know, if he gets the Primal Split off, you have a lot of troubles in these fights. And, you know, vice versa, as you say, CK can get the Phantasm. So you sort of need to, rely on the Night Stalker and the Doom to go for two separate targets. But then there's the Manta in play, so suddenly, you know, the Doom has to prioritize getting the Doom on the CK, and Night Stalker has to find out the Brew.
For now, I think prioritizing the Brewmaster with the Doom is the definite idea, but then later on, once it becomes the CK with like a Heart Manta, that is the absolute priority. FN blinks in very aggressive.
He's just getting stunned up and brought down. He has, of course, got the Aegis. Ice Blast does connect onto Rezo, but the Static Storm's there. It's going to hold FN back. He can't offer too much more for the time being. Fly does get hit by the Nova, straight up with the TP. In fact, the control from Jerax with the Centaur, stomping up FN. Make sure that they get the quad. They drag in another as Rezo brings back Ghostic with the Rift. 3 heroes down on Empire. That was a fight where Empire had the Aegis on FN, but they get absolutely stomped. Great play there from Jerax with the control needed to get those high-value kills, and now OG, they've got the push coming through straight down the middle lane. With only 2 alive, very unlikely that Empire can stop this tier 3 and maybe even more going down. They've got a fortification, will have Ice Blast being thrown down the mid lane anytime soon. But this, painful fight there for Empire to lose.
Yeah, Empire really wanted to try to go for the fight there.
FN jumping in like that, I know he had the Aegis, but that was incredibly risky. Now Chappie jumps forward, gets the Doom onto Rezo. They need to make the Ice Blast connect. Vanscourge yet to put a hand. In fact, he's being sent back. S4 goes with the T. I think he's going to live as well. He's definitely going to live. They both get out. A bit of potential miscoordination there. They needed to Doom and Ice Blast the same target to really have any chance of killing anyone. It didn't happen. They do stop the push, but they don't get any kills off the back of it. But the fact that they don't lose any racks, at this stage, that's probably good enough for Empire. In fact, down bottom, FN does find Fly on his own. No messing around, drops the Sonic Wave. Will get something at least. But yeah, the racks, they're alive. Empire, I think they're all right with that.
Yeah, like it almost was looking like the Doom Midas could have been a big culprit in kind of that, because like now he went for the blink. What if he had the blink before? He could have maybe tried to get something like that off, but still. That's the Dota, right? You know, just one small mistake and it makes like the items look different. It makes them not look as useful as they could have been in the game. So we'll say, like you said, they defended racks. It's only a 4K lead for OG now, and Empire's got the greed that they're trying to take this game later on. And now Visage hits level 20. Got the pipe, Solar Crest, building toward Ags. Highest level in the game.
Definite Warrior's going to be there though once Rezo has his heart done. You know, is there really going to be the damage on the side of Empire? Even if they do Doom him and Ice Blast him, he's going to have a lot of time to try and walk away from the fight. It's going to be an incredibly tanky CK. Nearly hitting level 18 as well. Extra point the Phantasm. Levels for FN, of course, looking the greatest at the moment in the game. Level 19 on his Queen. And BKB out of Linkers as well. So FN just building super defensively, and every reason to do so in these fights, as we've seen. Pretty much the only thing that's been catching him out and killing him has been the Static Storm. Arguably, he has blinked into a few of them, but once he has that BKB, he can afford to be a little more reckless and get away with it in these fights.
S4 is 7-2 and 7 in this game. Shows how much of an impact he's having on that off-lane brew.
Well, and once he gets that Assault Crest, these pushes. And that CK, it's going to one-shot heroes. You know, as soon as they get dragged into the Phantasm with that AC aura, that is going to be a deleted hero. No matter who you are at the moment, really on the side of Empire. Insane amount of damage. You're going to get the crit every time.
Yeah.
With that ult.
He's got the heart.
And Axe, of course, on Jerax.
They've got all the tools they need right now. It is nighttime right now for Empire, but they've got the split up, and every time, like we said, when split's been up, they've won every single engagement.
Good old juicy 3,700 HP here on this CK now. 29 minutes in, Rezo top of the net worth. And let's see what they can find. If someone walks out of the base, they're going to be dead. So Ghostic better hope to hold on to the high ground. Empire, yeah, getting this long wraparound though. OG still smoked up. We'll see who ends up revealing first. Miposhka coming in. Smoke on both has come off. Miposhka does jump up. He has the vision, but S4 jumps in, gets the split off. They look to target the Night Stalker first. Miposhka, he is going to be gone. The rest of the side of OG looking to set up for more. They've got the control, holding up the Doom. Chappie does manage to get himself back, though. He's fine for the time being, but the Empire, they've lost two. Buyback is available on the Venomancer Ghosty, but he doesn't have the ultimate, and now the push is coming in. The illusion sent straight down the middle lane from OG.
Oh, goodness.
And look at this go. They've got to do something if they want to keep these melee racks alive, but I don't think they have it in them at the moment with just the four of them, and indeed they don't. Melee racks in the middle lane gone.
There's too many things. There's too many units for them to deal with, and now with the Ags on the Chen, as you were mentioning, he's got this enormous Ancient Granite Golem, which adds 15% bonus HP. And CK already has 3,700, so he gets pushed to 4,200 HP or more. It's starting to become more and more problematic for Empire as Ghostic falls further and further behind on this Venomancer.
And as they say in OG, they've always loved the illusion push, and you know, Icefrog 40 nerfed it, but then sort of reminded the CK's illusion's still pretty damn strong. Top lane, Chappie jumping in, does manage to get the Doom off. Ice Blast connects onto No-Tail, but No-Tail in fact just beats down on Miposhka. Chappie heading into the Missile with the Scorched Earth. Ghosty gets the Gale onto two, but the heal's there. Look at this CK, he doesn't care about being Doom. Rezo still pretty much on full life. The Sonic Wave finally finishes off No-Tail, but Fly has the control. Familiars has dropped down onto Ghostic, taking him down low with the Thunder Strike, dragging him back. Rezo with the Rift takes down Ghostic. OG still coming out on top of these fights. 2-for-1 trade. Rezo hunting for more. Vanscore, while he will survive. FN there with the bro play. Holds back Rezo, makes sure the Vanscore can get home safe tonight.
That was without split too. They still can't even take the fights.
Or they save those illusions for hitting buildings.
Yeah, there's too many things for them to actually deal with. Like FN keeps having to scream to finish off heroes. He's not able to get like multi-hero ults with it because they lack lockdown on their team. They lack that kind of like multi-stuns. They don't have anything to... It's pretty much just the Doom is their disable on that team. Because Miposhka can't get in to get his crippling fears off. It's impossible versus all these illusions and creeps and etc. Visage familiars.
How do they stop this? It's gonna get dirty. It really is. Resolution, a fresh 2,600 in the bank again, still maintaining a very big lead. And it just I feel like we're starting to see as well the struggles of sort of a safe lane Doom. When you're in a game that starts to go this heavily favored around the 30-minute mark and they start to steamroll and push. As a core Doom can do very little in this, as we saw. He needs to blink in, Doom someone. It's just sort of this one simple objective that you don't really want to have your safe laner do. Because where's the damage? As you say, where's the control? It's just not there, right?
Yeah.
S4.
Yeah, and you look also, you know, it's safe lane Doom, right? Yeah. 32 minutes, look at his items. That's pretty underwhelming, you know, you feel it. He's only got 162 CS, 2 and 5 on the Doom. Ideally, you'd want him to have maybe even 2 more items on top of this. He's going to have the BKB at least, so that'll make him a lot more durable, but at this point now, it's looking very hard for them to actually deal with everything that OG has, even if they take it to that late game. So, like I was mentioning before, is like, if Empire is even, and it goes to like those super late game, if they get the Dooms off proper, they can take the fights, but right now it's too much of a deficit. Even if they get it off, it's too much for them to deal with. It's too many things. Brew, almost with the AC finished up. Level 18, so he's got the maxed out Primal Split now. And No-Tail as well with that Aghanims finished with the triple familiars. Plus all the auras, it's a lot of damage going to be coming out.
Very, very hard for them to deal with in this. Obviously, both cores, it's sort of a bit of a race. They know they're ahead. Ezra and Sport both trying for the AC.
It's fine to get there.
It really is. I mean, both on these heroes, it's a brilliant item. And then you're this far ahead. You just want to end the game as soon as you can, really. Pipe's now done on Jerax. It was a pretty rich Chen. And pretty much on the same amount of farm as S4's Brute.
The power of that Midas.
Yep.
That's why we've been seeing the rise of it, right? I think Puppy's been doing it too. The Midas into Medallion and stuff like that, into Aghanims on his Chen. Feels good.
Smoking up.
That's so weird how the Test of Faith cooldown on the talent tree only reduces the cooldown of the damage one. It doesn't reduce the cooldown of the other one. Even though it just says Test of Faith.
S4. Oh, he's just walked into this. It's a bit of a nightmare straight up. He is gone. That is the brew out of the fight.
He just bought too, so he's down for 64. That's like the first time I've actually seen the Crippling Fear get casted on the Panda in such a long time. Usually it's Miposhka getting initiated on, or them just not having the vision
the
advantage.
question is, what can they do with this, having one hero down?
They're chasing Rezo.
The top. If
Derek
they can
might
get
just have
another
to send him home.
Chappie, yeah, they've got to get him out. They've got to get him out. I don't think Empire's going to have the damage to...
They purged it, right?
Oh, they did?
They have the purge. They have the purge creep on Chappie.
Chappie, what a beautiful man. He did. He had the purge creep in him. Takes the send home off, and that will get them the kill. Chappie.
I was like, is FN going to use him?
Yeah.
I was wondering if FN was going to use him to try to do it, or if Chappie actually had the purge. I clicked him and I saw it. So beautiful play there by Chappie, actually eating the small creep a bit ago to have it. And now FN has an Orchid now on top of his try items that he has. So still a game on our hands here for certain, even though it's a 10k lead for OG.
Especially if they get Roche, and well, with no Rezo for 50 seconds, they should have a good shot at this one.
Still going to be a split up in 5 with S4, but yeah, no Rezo is going to make it a bit harder.
Well, actually, with the Familiar, I mean, already you see the Familiars come in, they're like, okay, let's get out of it.
Daytime as well. They've got 1 more minute till night. And Jerax is also split pushing top with his ancient creeps, so he's got the wave in. He had the wave in quite far, and he just brought them back to himself. So OG buying themselves some time. Roche is up, they know that, and they kill it very quickly now.
Yeah.
With that Ags, Glads, AC, everyone does a lot of damage down, even before Rezo's up. Solid Crest and Familiars, yeah, there you go.
They can't do anything to stop this Empire. OG absolutely destroying Roshan. Grab the Aegis, grab the cheese. Rezo back. It's time to push. TP's himself out towards the shrine. Looks like he's going to head down towards the bottom lane, get that wave pushed over as well. Let's see what they can do down here. They don't have pretty strong vision at all of this jungle of Empire. Decided that. DD up top as well. Spotted out by that.
Pretty crazy how Split now. So Split at level 18 is a solid 45 seconds shorter cooldown than the Doom. And I mean, Phantasm is 130, so it's like kind of similar to the Doom cooldown, so they can kind of fight around that. It's close. But yeah, the Panda Split's the one that's only 100 seconds.
Yeah, Doom's cooldown is pretty
so
insane,
long.
Yeah. See what they can do with it here. OG.
No tell you've had Midas up for way too long. Are you looking for a big creep? Oh, he's just not Midasing. Got it. My boy. He knows.
How do they stop this Empire? We saw them find a couple of picks outside the base, but when it comes to finding us 5,
They've got the glimpse.
it could get tricky indeed. Miposhka, he's getting us back, but a force save is there. Now jumping from Chappie, slams down the Infernal Blade. It's a no-tap, forcing him back, and we've seen the damage it does here. It does bring him down low, and well, with the Ice Blast, that's him. Okay, the Gravekeeper's Cloak and the Pipe.
Should still die because the Gale and the Urn on top of him with the Aid
There we go. Yeah, so they do manage to bring him down once. Can they do it again? That's the question. Already look at these Ancients beating into the tier 3. OG going for the slow but steady siege.
Those Manta Illusions are so tanky. 4,600 life because of that.
S4 just jumps in now with the Primal Split now. Looking on the back lines, Chappie tried to find a target as he blinked in with the BKB, but immediately has to get himself back out of there. FN blinks away, fortification popped by Empire.
Focusing the buildings on OG, they all start pinging it out as well. Look at it go down to that Earth Panda.
There goes out the ult, but it only seems to catch the Familiars and the Primal Split Illusions. And more controllers, they'll throw out the AA in the air, hold him back. Now OG, they're happy with getting the melee racks. Now they want to make sure they get themselves out. The Doom's out, of course, onto the CK. So the wave will connect as well. Ice Blast didn't quite clip onto Rezo. Oh no, it did, sorry. But he still do damn tanky. Will walk out. No Tail is the one left behind. He's trying to bring down some heroes with him. It's not going to be the case as they'll finally finish him off. They do get no tail, but OG get what they came for. They get the melee racks, they get themselves out, bar one. They're fine with that sort of slow and steady progression towards destroying the base of Empire.
Did Noto have his birds get? This is so. There's actually a
I think
spot.
his birds just died down there as well.
I think this is actually a spot. I've
but
had
you
this
can't
happen.
move
You
them.
can't move them.
Yeah.
They get stuck on the bottom side of the map down here. I think I just saw
it
that
was
happening.
stuck, wasn't it? Oh, no tell.
It was earlier. It was stuck inside like the tree on the bottom. I'm pretty
I
sure.
thought they fixed that.
I had it happen recently in one of my games as well. But I'm gonna glance back and check afterwards. But during all that too, Jarex had his dragon top pushing that whole time. So the other lanes, sometimes you see like when one team's focusing directly on one lane, the other two start to kind of push out. But Jarex is taking care of that. He's making sure that he has an ancient creep in one of the other two lanes while they do those big pushes. They're doing a very good job of keeping that the map position for them. So Lincoln's gonna be the next choice for Rezo to try to block that Doom, of course. And Chappie's gonna have his Radiance at least finished quite soon.
He's got only 25 closing in FN, he's halfway to 24. Life steal will certainly be nice for him in these fights.
Yep. He
But,
doesn't have high armor is the one thing that's just lacking. He's got 10 armor on the Queen of Pain. So if he wanted to go for something like a Mjolnir, it would be cool for him to try to get like the HP from the spell lifesteal, but he can just get the kind of one-shotted from a Phantasm since he's so low armor from that minus armor Reality Rift. We'll see what he decides to. He finishes up the Bloodthorn so that he doesn't have to deal with that obnoxious Drunken Haze and evasions that come out, and of course just the silence and giving him some more right-click beeps.
He's actually got the Bloodthorn there, and Radiance done for Chappie now.
Okay. CK actually, Rezo changes his mind. Decides Lincoln's, the Doom hasn't really been that horrible for him, and he's just gonna go Butterfly, more evasion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, because we've seen him being, he does get doomed, but he doesn't die, does
Yeah.
he? He always sort of manages to walk out, and sure, it maybe slows down how much you can offer to the fight, but he's not losing his life.
I think he's like, I don't have the slots for the Lincolns, I need to get other stuff. We need other people to build the Lincolns, so
Sure, yeah.
it looks like, yeah, Jarex actually puts the Lincolns into his quick buy, so he's gonna be the one to build it for his teammates to throw it on them. And maybe we'll see like S4 build like a BKB or a Lincolns, and yeah, S4's got a BKB at least in his, to not have to worry about the silences. Just the Doom is the issue still. Alright. So still a 13k lead for OG, but you know, Empire's got, it's only 4,000 experience, and Empire's still fighting. They're still definitely showing that they can try to take these fights versus this very highly farmed OG lineup. 40 minutes goes by. We've got double runes now, so map control becomes more and more important. And OG will always kind of have that because they've got the mid lane cleared out, and they've got the bottom lane claimed with the racks, and they've always got illusions, Manta illusions, and Chen Ancients pushing down the lane, so they'll always have those lanes pushed in now, which was a little bit of a problem for them earlier on.
Maelstrom and No Tail now, extra bit of push. Make it clear. Keep these waves constantly pressured in against the
Oh, big item picked up for Fly.
Oh, absolutely. If he catches FN, it's game over for the Quap.
Yep, they now can actually deal with it, the stupid, annoying Yule Scepter during the Disruptor ulti, because now you can't use anything. Same with the BKBs. So we're looking at Fly's Static Storms now for the next upcoming fights, on top of the S4 ulti, of course.
S4 as well with that extra bit of tank. Picks up the 20 strength talent on the Brook. So also it's going to be very hard to do with, even if he does get doomed. Got a chance to walk him out of it.
Yep, just a bit tankier.
And one of those games where it's just very hard for heroes, I mean, like Miposhka on the Night Stalker. There's not too much he can do in these defenses. With this pressure coming in, it's not a hero you want to be playing when you're up against a 5-man that's shoving you back into the base.
And FN. So FN is still going to go for the Mjolnir. I think it's like he's so low on armor, but like I feel like he kind of needs it to be able to deal with.
Yeah, they need damage.
They need to be able to push the lanes out faster. They need damage. They can't clear all these like illusions and creeps and all this crap. So yeah, it's almost like he kind of needs that. It's just depending on his teammates to kind of have him back up. They have like the Vlad's aura. They have the Solo Cresta at least on 2 heroes. So Miposhka can always throw it on him at least.
That's the butterfly done for Reza. He is well and truly stacked on the CK.
Empire's trying to play around their ward right now. They're sitting all around that high ground vision. But OG doesn't need to make their way down there. They only need that top racks left. And we see what happens when OG just throws everything onto that tower. It's almost like Empire, they try to fight, but it just dies to the creeps and illusions.
I don't think they do. These CK illusions.
Yeah, look, he's just splitting before. He's just running in with the split and gonna start beating on the tower.
I don't know how they stop this push. I'm pretty sure OG can just walk in. These illusions are going to be so hard to take down.
They've got the glyph, but I think inevitably this is gonna go down.
Like
yeah,
even with Sonic Wave, the illusions are still living. They're pummeling in. Finally, fortification is popped. They do manage to keep it alive, but as we see, you know, once those cooldowns are off again, OG go back in. Oh, jumping forward, what can they do? And Lincoln Spheres onto S4, they will get the Doom off onto No-Tail.
Split, there's no Phantasm.
Comes through as well, they don't have the Sonic Wave, but the punches, they're enough. FN managed to finish off No-Tail there with the help of Chappie.
They recognize OG sending the familiars to go take the racks.
Oh, the rat is coming through from OG. OG may lose some members, Jax will go down.
Look at Rezo. Rezo's even running his hero into the base.
Straight down to the objectives, Rezo. Poshka, with the help of FN, will get S4. That is going to be the gem on the deck, but look.
They got the racks. They got the melee, at least.
Yeah, they got what they wanted.
So Empire, you know, they know Phantasm's down. They know that the split is down, so they try to get as many kills as possible to make up for that. And OG, they start running away with their heroes, but they send illusions, they send familiars to make sure that they can clean up the racks. So recognizing the objective play.
I think OG are totally happy with that. Just what, 2 range racks left?
Yeah, and they're
only just
dead
as well.
There's no glyph. Like these range racks die super easily.
And
So
it's very unlikely that Empire can do much for this time. That OG had 3 down, but yeah, we see it again. Empire chasing, getting kills, but as you say, you know, OG watching a cool head, making the maneuvers.
Watch No-Tail's familiars here on the minimap. You're going to see instantly, like, he's dying, and he's just like, nope, I'm not taking him to the fight. Look at them just running straight to the racks on the minimap. So, you know, the whole fight's going on, and OG just like, let's just try to do what we can here in this fight, but objective is taking those buildings.
Empire, well, level 25 now on FN, so does of course have that spell life. That's always very nice. He can keep himself alive if he doesn't get locked down. Ags will be the next option for Chappie. He's still quite a way from it, and also the Ags on Vansko. He's been looking for it for a long time, bless him, but not really getting the farm at all that he needs to close that sort of a gap. I'm talking about Vansko, could be a bit of trouble. Does get glimpsed back, but Rezo can't quite close the gap for the stun. Looks like he will survive this.
Rezo's gonna go build the Lincolns anyway. Have his own. Yeah, he's got an item slot anyway.
Yeah, get rid of the Midas. Nearly has 25. Yep, on himself as well.
So No-Tail's about to hit 25 for that familiar movement speed, and then you can just literally fly the birds and take the racks. It's pretty much just with them. But they're very exposed. The line is drawn. Jarex wants to push the mid. They've got Dragon, Ancient Black Dragon bottom pushing with the fire. They've got Illusions pushing top, and it. Time goes. Mikoshka. Trying to go down here. Forcer.
Absolutely destroyed there by Rezo's illusions. He buys back straight away. Knows that
familiar's bottom. Here they go. He's going for it.
Oh, it's dirty. Oh, is it quite enough? It is.
It's just enough.
Backdoor protection. Where are you at now? Poshka. He'll farm one of them. Probably will be it though, as he does manage to get stunned by the other 2. He's quite got the damage, really kill another, and yeah, can't quite get the void off.
Now Roche respawns. OG gonna kill that in like 4 seconds or so. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some good NA counting there, Fog. 20k gold lead. Empire, what can they do? But they're still playing around. They do actually manage to clear out a couple more of those familiars.
Yeah, there's no resummon either for another 30 seconds or so, but there's no glyph on Empire. And that should definitely be mega creeps there. We'll just see how they deal with it, how they can deal with those megas.
Chappie is pretty close actually, thanks to the Midas Devour to his agonies. I think actually no, it's already got the control stuff. Oh, is it on the dead courier? I believe maybe. It says for his axe he only used the last 3, so yeah, I imagine the point boost is there. So he's actually got the money to finish it off. Could make all the difference if he can land them in these fights. And actually smoked up as well, so he can get a bit of a better jump if needed. He may just also save on for the buyback goal.
Oh, geez, just waiting for the other 2 lanes to fully push in. Yeah, I think he needs to. It's like if they get mega, they think they recognize it's only FN who can deal with mega creeps to push them out. No one else can. They break the Lincolns.
Lincoln's going on to Rezo. There's the Lincoln's taken off, but he gets the Phantasm off. Poor old chap. He just gets ripped to pieces. They've lost the AA. FN's trying to focus down Jags, but his team's keeping him alive with the Solar Crest upon him. They've lost 2. They will get the Disruptor, but Ghostic, he's been chased down. FN does manage to find a sticker, but look at base. Rezo's just looking to end the game, and GG is caught. It's all too much for Empire.
Chappie blinked into a Static Storm, and he couldn't BKB because it's an Egg Static Storm. So overall, Empire they definitely showed some strength, but it was pretty much Primal Split was the name of the game in this one. Every time OG had it up,